Game. The first pitch misses outside. Underway tonight at 6:40 Eastern, 5:40 Central, and 75 degrees. Little breeze, not much. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way to Profar. No swing and miss. Goes down to a knee. At a 1-1 count. The time of the first pitch brought to you by Schumann Farms. Look for Real Sweet Brand Vidalia onions from Schumann Farms in a store near you. Profar batting .257 on the season. Awaits the pitch and a rocket to deep right field. Going back the right fielder Perez. It's over his head. That's spanked off the wall and Karams by him and cruising into second base with a double is Profar. That ball is in pain. That was absolutely belted by Profar. Just about punched a hole in the wall in right field.
Yeah, that ball got to the wall extremely quickly. They need to get maintenance out there to fix that hole.
Right into that padding. Watching Profar during batting practice had a really good BP round that he's carried that over into the game. So here comes Matt Olson. Matt has been the hottest hitter of late, and he swings and misses at a first pitch changeup. There in D.C., Matt was like a one-man demolition squad. Everything he hit had a lot of carry to it, lots of extra base hits, lots of homers. And looking to make it 1-0 Braves with a base hit here in the top of the first inning. Pitch misses a little bit low and outside, missed with a curveball. Here's the leather for Detroit. Spencer Torkelson is at first base. Gleyber Torres is at second. Javier Baez is the shortstop, and Zach McKinstry is at third. Look at the outfield after this pitch. 1-1 to Olson. Matt takes the ball low and inside. Left fielder is Riley Green for Detroit. Parker Meadows is the center fielder. Actually, that pitch got a piece of Matt Olson. That's number 200 for Charlie Morton's career. That's the 200th man he has hit in his career, and he's only the 5th major leaguer ever to hit 200 or more batters. And he does it against his former team. Finishing the outfield, Parker Meadows in center, Winso Perez is in right, Jake Rogers the catcher, and Charlie Morton the pitcher. Just had a feeling it might happen tonight, number 200.
Yeah, it's, unfortunately that's part of Charlie's game. Well, I say unfortunately, he's on the other team, and typically when Charlie was a Brave, and he hit a lefty with a back foot curveball, which is exactly what just transpired there, he would lose his curveball for a couple innings and really struggle to locate it. And that is such an important pitch to him. His most important pitch, that it was frustrating as a Braves fan when that would happen to him. And now, obviously, we like it a little bit more here this year.
Yeah, just a few pitches into the game. And he hits Olson in the toe of the left foot.
After the review, the call is overturned. The batter was hit by the pitch. It will be awarded first base, and Atlanta will retain their challenge.
And so, as home plate umpire and crew chief, so Olson indeed hit by the pitch, so he's at first base. It's not the kind of record that Charlie Morton was looking to set, or at least the kind of number he's looking to reach. Here's Ronald Acuna, and a ball low and outside for Charlie Morton. He's now 5 back of Walter Johnson for the most in the modern era. That's since 1920 to present day in hit by pitch. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way to Ronald Acuna. Ball outside, just about got by the catcher, Jake Rogers.
And that last pitch was a pulled curveball almost out of the left-handed batter's box. It was so far outside. And that's what I'm talking about. When Charlie hits somebody, he hates hitting batters. And he really is not proud of that record, the history he just made. And so it does rattle him when he's pitching.
Here's the 2-0 pitch to Acuna. And Ronald swings and misses at a cutter at 91. Well, obviously, when you're facing Charlie Morton, you're going to see lots of curveballs. What else will these Braves hitters be seeing tonight?
Yeah, Charlie's still got a good fastball, averaging about 94. He can run it up to 97 as a sinker as well. He's shown a lot of changeups and cutters here early this first inning because that curveball isn't there for him.
2-1 to Acuna. Missed a little bit low and outside with a fastball. So 3-1 on Acuna. The inning started with a double by Jurickson Profar. Then Matt Olson was hit by a pitch in his left toe. And now Acuna with a chance to drive in a run. And Ronald takes a cutter low and away. That'll load the bases. What a great start. Folks, cash in on the baseball action with Prize Picks, the official daily fantasy sports partner of the Atlanta Braves. Download Prize Picks. Use code BRAVES. Get $50 instantly when you play $5. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details. They are loaded for Drake Baldwin. Drake coming off a good series in Washington. First pitch on the way to Drake. And there's a ball low and inside. This isn't the first time the Braves have faced Charlie Morton this year. In fact, he faced the Braves when he was with the Orioles on the 4th of July. And while he earned a win in that game, he gave up a home run in that game to this man here, Drake Baldwin. 1-0 pitch on the way. There's a ball low, 2 balls and no strikes, and he can't find the zone.
Yeah, Charlie used to really struggle in the first inning as a Brave. For whatever reason, he couldn't figure out why, but looks like that trend has continued here today.
2-0 pitch. Missed low, ball 3. That's now 14 pitches for Morton, just 4 strikes. And here in the top of the first inning, the boos are flying down onto the field in the direction of the pitcher. Surrounded by Braves. They got him in the crossfire now. 3-0 pitch, nowhere near. 1-0 Braves. Took that ball high, and Drake with the RBI. It's his 71st of the year. And 1-0 Atlanta. So he's given up just 1 hit.
Yeah.
But hit a batter and back-to-back walks.
Yeah, this continues September struggles for Charlie Morton. Sporting a 9.28 ERA this month. Just 10 2/3 innings pitched, 11 earned. So really struggling this month. Also struggling with the walks. 11 walks and 10 2/3. So he's really, that's not a good formula. And you can certainly understand he would have a little bit more adrenaline, maybe a little more anxiety facing his old buddies from just a year ago.
Morton, 6'5", 215, the righty from Reading, Connecticut, 41 years old. Just took a walk back behind the mound after a visit from pitching coach Chris Fetter. He just needed a reset, but he is surrounded by Braves, and Atlanta hoping for a very big top of the first inning versus their former teammate Charlie Morton. So climbing in Ozzie Albies. First pitch to Ozzie. And that's in with a strike. Showed him a curveball. Morton on the season, 9-10 with a 5.56 ERA. That's in 31 appearances, 25 as a starter. 0-1 pitch. Strike 2. Back-to-back good curveballs. And he gets ahead in the count. Ozzie, the switch hitter, swinging it from the left side. Baldwin at first, Acuna at second, Olsen at third. 0-2 pitch. And Ozzie ropes one through the left side. There's a base hit. Olsen will score. Acuna runs through a stop sign. There will be no throw. 2 more runs for the Braves, and it's 3-0 Atlanta. Ronald was not stopping, ran right on through that stop sign, and he scored easily. No throw out of Riley Green in left field.
Yeah, you're going to get a ticket from Freddie. Ran right through that stop sign, but he got a really good read on that from where he was out there between second and third base. He could see it perfectly that it was going to get through the 6th hole, so he got a great jump. He scored easily, actually.
Ronald's been running well on this road trip. Here's Ha-Sung Kim. Pitch on the way to Ha-Sung, a little bit low and outside. Still no one out. Kim is the 6th Brave to the plate, and it's gone double, hit by pitch, back-to-back walks, and then that single by Ozzie. 1-0 to Kim, in for a strike. For Morton, this is his 9th start as a Tiger. He's gone 2-2 with a 5.92 ERA with Detroit. And he's coming off a no decision in his last outing, the game in which the Tigers lost to the Marlins. Kim takes a ball low. That was on the 13th. He went 4 innings, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits. He walked 4, struck out 4. And the Tigers have lost his last 4 starts. In fact, he's posted an ERA of 9.19 in that span. Hasn't been pretty for the 41-year-old right-hander. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Missed outside with a sinker, 3-1. And with that, Rafael Montero is up and tossing in the Tiger bullpen, another former Brave. So it's 3-0 Atlanta, no one out, top of the first inning. 3-1 to Kim. He swings and chops one foul on the third baseline. This is the 9th time in Morton's career he has faced the Braves, 4-2 with a 3.51 ERA. Now, we mentioned the last time he saw Atlanta was the 4th of July of this year, and he's already given up more runs tonight than he gave up in 5 1/3 in that one. Kim takes a high called strike for strike 3. That was right at the top of the zone. There's the first out here in the top of the first inning. That brings Marcell Ozuna to the plate. RBIs from Baldwin and Albies. It's 3-0 Braves, but looking for more. Baldwin at second, Albies at first. Pitch on the way to Ozuna. A bouncer fouled on the third baseline. For Charlie Morton, 18 years in the big leagues. Pirates, Braves, Phillies, Astros, Rays, Orioles, and Tigers, the teams he's pitched for. Ozuna swings and misses over the top of a curveball. So 7 different organizations. You know what really kind of caught my interest with that? All the teams he's played for in 18 years. Never a Cactus League spring training for him. Every team he's played for has a Grapefruit League spring training site.
He's done the tour of Florida.
He definitely has. So Tudo Ozuna's outside.
Yeah, I know that was part of his calculus when choosing to play for the Orioles this season, is that their spring training was right there near his home in Sarasota. So he must enjoy Florida in the spring.
The 1-2 pitch. Check swing on a curveball down in the dirt. He missed. 2 balls and 2 strikes. For Morton, he's closing in on 30 pitches here in the top of the first inning. He's recorded just 1 out. Ozuna batting .233 and hitting 7th in the Braves order tonight. Pitch on the way, sent foul into the seats down the right field line. We'll keep it a 2-2 count. Folks still making their way into Comerica Park, easing down the aisles and making eye contact with that scoreboard and saying, my goodness, already 3-0. Braves have jumped all over Morton. In search of more, the 2-2 pitch. He swings at a high fly ball towards right center field. Meadows and Perez are there. That is Perez's ball, and he's got it in right. That's the second out of the inning. And now at least 8 Braves will come to the plate here in the first.
Yeah, Charlie, as we mentioned his rough September numbers, he has not pitched into the 5th inning in his 3 starts in September. So he's been throwing a lot of pitches early in games, and considering where this Tigers team is in the standings, that's why they had Montero up with, no outs in the first. They're going to not give Charlie a long time to stay out there and flounder.
First pitch to Harris. And a first pitch strike. Would you say a lot of that is because of the success or lack thereof of the curveball?
Yeah, he got it back a little bit there that last at bat. He threw a couple good ones to Marcell Ozuna. We'll see there, but so much of his success depends on that singular pitch.
The one to Harris. And Harris with a fly ball down the left field line, slicing towards foul territory. And that hits the netting down the left field line. Most of the lower bowl of this stadium is full, expecting big crowds all weekend as the Tigers are fighting for their postseason lives. They've not won the division since 2014. And they enter the weekend with a 3.5-game lead over the red-hot Guardians. 0-2 to Harris. And a ball low and inside, laid off a changeup. Charlie Morton, twice an All-Star. He's about 255 batters away from 10,000 batters faced in his career. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. And Harris swings and misses at a pretty good curveball for strike 3. But a very successful start. 8 Braves come to the plate. They jump on Morton to the tune of 3 runs on 3 hits. A hit batter and a couple of walks as well. We go to the Jonathan Chadwick. Ben Ingram here with you on a gorgeous night in downtown Detroit. Parker Meadows leads off with the Tigers on the first pitch from Elder. Not a problem with that one. In there for a called strike. The leather for Atlanta. Matt Olson at first base. Ozzie Albies is at second. Ha-Sung Kim is the shortstop, and Nacho Alvarez is at third. 0-1, a little bit low and outside. And the Braves outfield, Jerickson Profar in left field. Michael Harris, man center. Ronald Acuna on patrol in right field. Catcher is Drake Baldwin. Pitcher, the right-hander, Bryce Elder. Elder finds his mark there. Got a sinker over, 1-2. Elder, 6'2", 220, the righty from Decatur, Texas. He's 26 years old, and he's made 26 starts this season. This is number 27. 1-2, bounces in the dirt, kicked up a little bit of chalk around the left-hand batter's box. And a 2-2 count now on Meadows. But for Elder this season, Darren, he's gone 7-10 with a 5.56 ERA. But those numbers have really looked a lot better in the last month or so.
Yeah, he's really hitting his stride here lately.
2-2 pitch. Struck him out looking. Just locked him up with a really good sinker. And there's the first strikeout of the game for Bryce Elder.
And in Bryce Elder's games, when you see him executing that pitch early in the game, you know he's got a chance to be really good. That fastball into a lefty, away to a righty has so much movement at the end. Such an important pitch for him in this game. And one of the big keys to him being better here lately.
Goes to work on Gleyber Torres. Just a little bit off the plate with a sinker. Elder fans the glove in front of his face. Wind up with a 1-0 pitch from the righty. A little bit low and outside there with that slider. So I know when it comes to Elder, we'll see fastball changeup, but he really relies on that sinker slider to get him through, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's the bread and butter.
2-0 in the air down the right field line, slicing foul and out of play. And let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Braves Radio Network.
Every Atlanta Braves game live.
Three 3-0 Braves, one out, bottom of the first inning. 2-1 pitch to Torres, fouled off and out of play.
Yeah, when Bryce is going good, though, he also has control of the changeup. He uses that a lot against lefties. And then he'll sprinkle four-seamers up at the top of the zone for a strikeout. And his velocity's jumped up this year, over a mile and a half an hour. And that four-seamer can sneak up on these lefties.
2-2 pitch. A little bit low and outside with a slider. Maybe a slight mechanical change to bump up that velocity a bit.
Maybe he's eating more vegetables. I don't know.
He's from Texas. Might be more beef. 3-2 pitch. Broken bat, a little punch into left field, in for a base hit. That time he broke his bat on that slider, but he had just enough on it to get it over the infield. And that's another broken bat brought to you by Gorilla Glue. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth, the official sponsor of Broken Bats is Gorilla Glue. That brings Kerry Carpenter up to the plate. For Elder, his last start was against the Astros. Got beat up a bit in that one. Went 4 1/3 innings, gave up 6 runs on 10 hits. He walked 3, struck out 7, took a loss. Pitch on the way to Carpenter. Line drive caught by Ozzie at second. Diving back into first base at first, Gleyber Torres. And 2 down. Ozzie didn't have to move his feet. That was right to him. Valvoline Instant Oil Change is a proud partner of your Atlanta Braves. Visit your neighborhood Valvoline for a stay-in-your-call oil change done in about 15 minutes. No appointment needed. So 2 down for Riley Green. Talking about that last tough outing for Elder versus the Astros. That interrupted a good stretch he had had. It swung on and tipped in the bit of Drake Baldwin. Elder had allowed 2 earned runs or fewer in his 4 previous starts leading up to that last start versus Houston. So it really tapped into something. The slider had been better. The sinker location had been better. There's the 0-1 pitch to the left-handed hitter, and that'll miss outside.
Yeah, we mentioned he's been better that last start notwithstanding. And went back and looked at Elder's numbers because he is frustratingly inconsistent. He can be so good, and then he can lay a real egg.
1-1, missed outside with a changeup.
And the majority of those clunker starts happen at home. He's got a 6.8 ERA at home and much better 4.35 on the road. So, you know, he's really good on the road. I don't know if he has an issue with the mound at Truist, perhaps.
It's a massive difference. That'll be fouled off. So 681 at home, 435 ERA on the road?
Correct. Almost the same amount of innings, twice as many walks at home as on the road. I mean, it's just it's a huge discrepancy because every time I'm working, I'm on the road, and he pitches great.
He likes packing that suitcase.
He does.
3-0 Braves in the first. 2-2 just missed with a sinker. Boy, it looked like a good pitch.
It sure was. Alfonso Marquez behind the plate. 4th worst in the league in terms of correct call percentage, so he's missing a lot of calls back there.
Torres will take off, 3-2, and a high limb swung on and missed. Went upstairs with that fastball, like you mentioned earlier, and that time he used it for the strikeout. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We played 1. We go to the top of the second, 3-0 Braves. After the first pitch to Nacho Alvarez, Charlie Morton got hit pretty hard there in the first inning. And his first pitch here in the second, a called strike. If the Braves steal a base here in the second inning, our contestant, Wendy White, will win $1,150 in free marathon gas cards. And you too can enter the Toyota Stolen Base Challenge by visiting Braves.com/Stolen Base Challenge. Nacho, the chopper up the third base line, charging at third base is McKinstry, and he just kicks it and bobbles it and has it roll by him. That'll be a base hit by Nacho Alvarez. He darted in on the grass and tried to scoop it, but just knocked it down, couldn't squeeze it, then kicked it and rolled across the mound. Everything going the Braves' way here early.
Yeah. Nacho was running as fast as he could, but he was accelerating about as fast as a cruise ship. Yeah. Once he gets up to speed, he runs well. It's just, you knew that was going to be a close play, and I was hoping him to be scurrying down the line a little bit faster.
Just takes him a minute to get into that extra gear. Profar. Check swing by Jurickson, and he did go as they appealed down to third base umpire Charlie Ramos. In the first inning, Profar hit a rocket to right field. Came off his bat at 107 miles an hour, hit off the right field wall. He got a double on it and scored a little while later. 0-1, chopper off the plate, coming in at first base and gloving Torkelson has one play, and that's to the bag at first. And gets his left foot on the bag just ahead of Profar, down to second for Nacho. Bat in the hands of Matt Olson. Matt was hit by a pitch in the first inning, and it really has been amazing the run that Matt has been on here in the month of September. Altogether this season, great numbers. As he's collected 28 homers, 92 RBIs. Chance for an RBI with a base hit right here. Time called by Morton. Matt has an extra base hit in 6 straight games with, check this out, 5 homers, 3 doubles, and a triple, and 11 RBIs in that span. And he'll take a ball outside. In fact, he's climbed into the lead in the National League in doubles. He has 39 doubles this season, So he has passed Freddie Freeman and Pete Alonso in that department here lately. 3-0 Braves in the second. 1-0 pitch. Missed low with a fastball. Olson is 14 for his last 28. And he has an opportunity to do something pretty historic this season if he continues at this rate. 2-0 pitch and a bullet down the right field line. That's going to roll down the line, and that'll drive in Nacho. Another extra base hit for Olson. It's another double. It's another RBI. And it's 4-0 Braves on his 40th double of the year.
Well, I thought he was going to go for 3 there, make it 3 triples in the month of September. But he hit the brakes there. A nice, easy double. Yeah, I got a chance to catch up with Matt yesterday and ask him if there's anything new, any secret to this streak he's on. He said, no, I'm just seeing the ball really well. So he's in a good spot in the batter's box, and it's showing.
Here comes Ronald Acuna. Give you another note on Matt after the first pitch to Ronald. Pitch from Morton. That'll be fouled off. Mentioned that Olson has 28 homers. He now has 40 doubles this year. So he has a chance to join Hank Aaron as the only Braves with multiple seasons of 30 or more homers and 40 or more doubles. Hank did it in 59 and again in 65. 0-1 pitch. Sent foul into the seats of the lower bowl on the first baseline. So he's already checked off one of those boxes on that double, his 40th.
Yeah, especially here lately. He's been hitting the ball hard down that first baseline. That's where those triples come from and those doubles. And been pulling the ball a little more frequently here lately as well.
2 to Acuna. Ronald sends one foul into the upper deck along the first baseline. Montero continues to toss in the Tigers bullpen on the other side of the left field wall. For Charlie Morton, he's allowed 4 runs on 44 pitches. 2 to Acuna. And Ronald with a high fly ball to deep right field. A piercing shot into the bleachers and gone. A 2-run home run by Ronald Acuna, and the Braves have jumped all over the Tigers. It is 6-0 Atlanta here in Detroit.
Well, I hope our listeners got to hear that sound of that ball off that bat. We're just about as close as we get to be in this booth here. And as soon as he hit that, I thought to myself, that sounded perfect. And that's a sound we haven't heard in a while off Ronald's bat.
That was a beautiful swing. Got his mechanics down perfectly and sent it out of here. And for Ronald, that is his 18th homer of the year. And walking off to the sound of boos, Charlie Morton. That was the first homer of the night for the Braves, meaning you'll save at least $75 on a set of select tires at Tire Discounters tomorrow only, plus a free alignment, a free oil change. Visit braves.tirediscounters.com to learn more. Tigers make the Pennington grass seed call to the bullpen. We'll introduce you to the new hurler when we come.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term.
So those earned 2 walks and 2 strikeouts. So not the start he'd been hoping for. Relieving him, another former Brave, Rafael Montero. He's pitched in 54 games this season, sporting a 4.76 ERA. He was traded over here to Detroit from the Braves on July 30th for minor league infielder Jim Jarvis.
Yeah, that splitter looking pretty good by the time he was traded.
He did, yeah. Splitter, big sweeping slider, fastball in the mid-90s.
6-0 Braves. Here's Drake Baldwin. There's ball low and outside. Well, for Tiger fans, on one hand, they're thinking, well, Charlie Morton got boosted out of the game. Maybe somebody out of the bullpen can do better. But here lately, their pen hasn't been a whole lot better.
No, they really haven't.
There's the 1-0 pitch on the way to Baldwin, and he'll swing and miss.
At the beginning of the month, these Tigers had a 10-game lead on the Guardians. Now it's down to 3.5, and one of the major culprits has been the bullpen. Sporting almost a 5 ERA this month. Really struggling, taking 5 losses in the last 12 games as well.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. Baldwin takes a ball outside, 2 balls and a strike.
This Tigers club has postseason aspirations, right? Trying to win the division. If your bullpen just comes limping into the postseason, you're in trouble.
It's going to be a quick exit in October. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and Baldwin swings and misses at a splitter. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 6-0 Braves as they send Charlie Morton running for cover. And they're looking to do the same versus Montero. 2-2 to Baldwin. Got a piece of a pretty good splitter, fouled it off. Drake walked with the bases loaded in the first inning and scored the first run, or drove in, I should say, the first run. And the Braves scored 3 times in the first. They've scored 3 times here in the second. Only 1 out, bases empty. 2-2 pitch, and Baldwin laces one into center. A base hit for Drake. Continues to show that really good 2-strike approach. And got the pitch he was looking for and whacked it into center field.
So impressive. He's 244 batter with 2 strikes. Easily the best on the Braves, and about 60 points north of what the average MLB player hits with 2 strikes. So really, really good stuff.
By the way, the homer by Acuna traveled 386 feet. There's a called strike on Ozzie Albies. Came off of Ronald's bat at 105 miles an hour. And again, it was his 18th homer of the year. RBIs 35 and 36 on that homer moments ago by Acuna. 0-1 pitch to Ozzie Albies. And he'll ground one to second. Torres up with it, flips to second. They get 1. Baez fires, and they get 2. 4-6-3 on the double play, and that ends the top of the second inning. But a 2-run homer by Ronald Acuna. Also an RBI double by Matt Olson. 3 runs come across. We go to the bottom of the second. 6-0 Braves. Louisiana brand hot sauce is bold enough to be the official hot sauce of the Atlanta Braves. That's Louisiana Hot. Buy you some. Alongside Darren O'Day, Ben Ingram here with you. All low and inside is Spencer Torkelson. It's a Tiger team that has been trying to figure out how to get back into the win column as they've been scuffling lately, and the bats have really gone cold here of late. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Torkelson swings and misses. And while the Braves have a 6-0 lead, it's a very capable Tiger offense. They rank 9th in the big leagues in runs, 10th in homers. They don't run much. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Bouncer foul. In fact, they're last in all the Major League Baseball in stolen bases. They strike out a lot. 5th most strikeouts, but they can slug pretty well, and you make some mistakes, they can be right back into the thing.
Yeah, they got some big bats, especially this part of the lineup. Torkelson ends.
There's a called third strike. Sinker on the outside corner. He just watched it go by. Strikeout number 3 for Bryce Elder.
That's another glove side sinker. The one to Parker Meadows in the first inning was obviously to a lefty on the inside half the plate. Just a beautiful pitch. It's really hard to defend against that. So if Bryce has that going, he's going to rack up those looking strikeouts.
One out for Winzo Perez. There's a called strike. Let me ask you about this element to all this. This is a Tiger team that maybe some of these guys saw him in spring training, but that was months and months ago. So a lot of them are seeing that pitch for the first time. There's a fly ball that's been sent foul. And not that that's an easy pitch to have success against, but if you're a team like the Mets or Phillies who's used to seeing that comeback sinker, maybe they can foul it off a little bit more, go deeper in counts. These guys haven't seen it.
No, they haven't.
0-2 to Perez. Punched him out. On the outside corner, a fastball had him looking. Another looking strikeout for Bryce Elder.
Yeah, Bryce's high arm slot sinker, you just don't see that very often, especially with the kind of movement Bryce has on it. That was actually a four-seamer. Had a little cutting action to it away to the lefty. Right now he's got both his fastballs cooking. Hasn't even had to go to his slider, which is usually his best strikeout pitch.
Only thrown one ball this inning. Pitch to Baez. There's a strike. Braves 6, Tigers nothing. We're in the bottom of the second. 0-1 from Elder. Strike 2. He swings and misses over the top of a slider. Well, if he strikes him out right here, he's going to miss an immaculate inning by one pitch. Through that one ball to Spencer Torkelson. Everything else has been a strike. We're looking to get through the inning on 10 pitches. 0-2 pitch. Softly tapped. It leaks through Elder. Charging in is Ozzie. Bare hands fires. Got him. That one hopper came back through the box, and Elder got leather on it, slowed it down, but Ozzie never gave up. Darted in onto the grass. Got to it, got rid of it, gets the out. Down go the Tigers, 1-2-3. We go to the top of the third inning, 6-0 Braves.
Braves fans, this is Mike Moore.
And one down. We were telling you about these Tigers and what they do offensively. On the mound, they've been about middle of the pack at everything. 14th in ERA, 14th fewest home runs, 12th fewest walks, and the 12th most strikeouts. So it's a team that hits a little bit better than average, but I wouldn't say that they're up there top 2 or 3 offenses in the league by any means, especially here lately. There's the pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna. And there's a called strike on him. Now, I think with what these fans have seen lately and how their lead has diminished and they haven't been hitting the baseball and their pitching's been middle of the pack, I think it's cause for lots of concern, number one, getting into the postseason, and number two, if they do, how good they are once they arrive there. That'll be fouled off.
Yeah, we got a check engine light in the Motor City. They're really scuffling here at the end. And, you know, it's a young club, too, and that can happen. And young clubs don't always know how to pull themselves out of those slumps.
Well, 2 to Ozuna. That misses high, 1-2. Tigers enter this series with just a 3.5 game lead over the surging Guardians, and they were just swept here at home by the Guardians over the last 3 days. There's the 1-2. Ozuna lunges and misses at a splitter, fading away from him for strike 3 and 2 down. That sweep here in Detroit by the Guardians was just the second time this year the Tigers have been swept at home. The other July 11th through the 13th against Seattle. But if you go back to July 8th, which doesn't seem like it was that far ago, the Tigers had a 14-game lead in the division. And they probably felt like it was locked up at that point. Michael Harris bunts, and it goes fouled on the third baseline. But since they had the 14-game lead, they have gone 26-34. They've seen that lead wither down to 3.5 games. All the while, the Guardians have gone 40-23 since that same date. They've been coming up on the rearview mirror very quickly. Well, 1 to Harris. Outside, 1-1. Tigers have lost 6 of their last 7. They're 5-10 in September. And like we mentioned earlier, these 3 games versus the Braves are their final 3 home games of the regular year. They finish with 3 at Cleveland Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. That'll be enormous. Followed by 3 at Boston. 1-1. Tipped into the middle of the catcher, Jake Rogers, for a strike. 1-2. Six nothing Braves, top of the third. 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. The Tigers jumped into first place in the division on April 1st, and they have been there all but 1 day since then. They fell to second on April 22nd, back into first on the 23rd, been there ever since. 2-2 pitch. Harris takes the ball low and in, 3-2. Well, their walls have been closing in here in September, and they're trying to hold on. They've fallen behind 6-0 early in this game. 3-2 to Harris. And there's ball 4. Missed low the splitter, and he takes the walk.
It's just Michael's 15th walk of the season. 14 walks coming into the game. It's by far the lowest in the league, and I've been sitting on this for a while. Michael's got a chance to have a higher home run rate than a walk rate. He's got 17 homers and now 15 walks. And
My goodness.
Just don't see that in the major leagues. So
you look like you just saw a ghost.
I'm excited for Mike.
There's Nacho Alvarez. Nacho takes the first pitch strike. Two-out walk. So Michael down there at first base. 6-0 Braves here in the top of the third. Alvarez 1 for 1 with a single. 0-1 pitch. Big chopper out towards second. Glove back of the bag by Torres. He'll wing it over there to first base. And that's in time for out number 3. Braves get a walk. That's it. No runs, no hits, no errors. And a man left. We go to the bottom of the third inning. 6-0 Braves.
Get your ride sparkling clean for a good cause.
swinging and sent foul into the seats down the left field line. Sun setting down the right field line. Clear, beautiful evening. Just a little breeze out towards center field and a good Friday night crowd. Right-hander Bryce Elder with a 6-0 lead. There's a ball high. For Elder, this is the very first time he's pitched on this mound here at Comerica Park. In fact, it's the first time he's ever faced the Tigers. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Just missed low with a slider. Coming into tonight, the Tigers were the only major league team, outside of the Braves, of course, that Elder has never faced in his career. Here's the 2-1. Punched out to second, taken on a scoop out there by Ozzie, and from shallow right, goes over to Matt Olson for the out. Nice play. Just about went through Ozzie's glove. I think it's stuck there in the webbing.
Yeah, it sure did. Oh, really heads-up play, pushing it out of the webbing and still being able to throw it over to first one time.
And Matt had to be thinking, go ahead, throw it already.
Yeah.
And he had to push it through the back of the glove and then quickly get the hand back under there to catch it and then fire over. One out for Jake Rogers. He bats ninth in the Tiger 9. And he'll take a first pitch strike. Folks, you need all the energy you can get for game day. At Georgia Power, we know that energy costs are an important part of every budget, and we're committed to providing tools and assistance to make a difference. That's fouled off the inside of his left foot. It'll also help you save more energy for the game. Learn more at georgiapower.com/myenergy.
Yeah, I'm betting that glove will get worked on in between innings. You can't have that happen. Think about a double play. You know, if he gets it stuck, you got no shot at turning a double play.
You got to tighten it up. The 2 to Rogers. Bounce foul to the third base line. Jake Rogers batting 198. He's their catcher. This will wrap up the first trip to the order for Elder. 0-2. A little bit low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You're just now tuning in. Braves scored 3 runs in the first, 3 more in the second. They knocked starter Charlie Morton out of the game after an inning and a third. Braves got a 2-run homer from Ronald Acuna. 1-2 on a pop-up. Shallow right. Coming in now, Ronald. He's under it, looking up into the Michigan skyline. Makes the catch. And 2 down here in the third inning. Well, the Braves this season have played good ball against teams from the American League Central. And trying to continue that, these will be the final 3 games of interleague play the Braves will have this season. When we finish up this series, we'll go home for 6. 3 with the Nats, 3 with the Pirates. 2 down for Parker Meadows. He takes the ball low. Braves lost a series against the Royals, dropping 2 of 3, but they swept the Guardians, they swept the Twins, and took 2 of 3 from the White Sox. 1-0 to bouncer out to first base and a foul ball. Went off to a good start tonight here versus these Tigers.
Yeah, it's probably somebody out there disagree with me, but I think the AL Central is probably the weakest division in baseball. So you got to make hay when you get to play them.
Braves have done that. They've gone 19-26 against the American League as a whole this year. One low and outside. The other place the Braves have been very successful is within their own division, as the Braves have gone 28-21 against teams out of the East, but are currently in 4th place in the division. 2-1 is low, 3-1 on the left-handed hitting Parker Meadows. Wind up at the 3-1 pitch. Fouled off. Just didn't get a piece of that sinker. So a 3-2 count. Elder with 4 strikeouts. Looking to make it number 5 right here. We got Meadows looking to start the first inning. Looking ahead to the 4th. Braves will have the top of the order. Profar, Olson, followed by Acuna. Ready with a 3-2. Sent foul into the seats down the left field line. Went with a 3-2 slider.
Yeah, that's a pitch he's going to feature a lot more the second time through the lineup. Just now 11 of 44 pitches have been that slider, so he's still got an ace in his pocket.
Here comes his 45th pitch of the game. Fouled back here towards us.
You had your chance.
And I got it.
Attaboy. They're cheering for you, buddy.
First one of the year, thanks to Parker Meadows. So I think we put a hole back there in the wall back behind me.
Sure did.
Put a good little dent back there.
I thought you were going to make a play at it.
A little bit too high and away from it. Here's a 3-2 pitch on the way. That's rifled into right field. Here comes right on, and it gets by him. Bounced under his glove and goes to the wall. Take it off down Meadows. Runs out from under his helmet. Flies around second. Into third base with a stand-up triple. Ronald took a risk by lunging for it, and it went right under his glove.
Yeah, it looked like another tentative attempt at a play out there from Ronald. Man.
So Meadows over at third base, just the second base hit of the game for the Tigers, and here comes Gleyber Torres. Bouncer out to third, and then goes foul. Those foul balls come in pretty hot, don't they?
I'm not going to lie, I'm a little disappointed in you.
You want me to stand up, try to make a play?
Did you have to stand for that?
Well, to be quiet, I thought I was going to clip the window above me.
Mm-hmm.
There's the 0-1 pitch. That's low and outside. The way that thing was coming in, I thought I was going to clip the window frame and then take some kind of crazy carom and
that would have been bad
and be really bad. So I saw it coming in, and once I realized I was going to miss that, I just leaned right, get out of the way, let it do its damage behind me, play the carom off the wall. 1-1. Bouncer out to third and gloved on the fair side of the line by Nacho. He sends it over. That's in time. I don't think Torres thought it was going to be a fair ball. And Nacho made a nice play just back of the bag, and that ends the inning. No threat there as Meadows left stranded at third. We go to the top of the fourth inning, 6-0 Braves.
When it's traded over here at the deadline.
He'll face the top of the Braves order. First pitch on the way to Profar, a little bit low and outside. Now, I'm chatting down at the cage earlier today with Tim Ayers, Braves hitting coach. We were talking about a few of the players and how things have gone on this road trip, and it's been a good road trip for the Braves. Profar going to take a ball low. We got to talking about Jurickson, and he said there are lots of things I could say about Profar for the way that he's been swinging the bat ever since he's come back from his suspension, what he's meant for the team on the field. There's the 2-0 pitch on the way. Crushed, but foul deep down the right field line and out of play. He said, my favorite thing about this guy is he talks winning baseball all the time. And whether it be on the field, in the dugout, in the clubhouse, not just talk of the game. I love how he said he talks winning baseball, and that's what means the most to him. He said that means so much for our team. 2-1 misses up and in, 3-1. And you really know when you got a good guy for the chemistry of the team just with one single conversation with him.
Yeah, that's the ultimate compliment coming from a coach.
3-1 to Profar, swung on and tipped into the middle of Jake Rogers.
Yeah, so not just good on between the lines, but good in the clubhouse as well, and that's all you can ask out of a player.
He and Ha-Sung Kim, really good friends, and they continue to have that friendship flourish as Kim has joined the Braves. Check swing, foul ball into the Tigers bullpen or other dugout, 3-2.
Yeah, a little fun with numbers. Assuming Profar has as many plate appearances as Matt Olson has this season, and he likely would have even more, he'd have 29 homers on the season.
3-2 pitch. And he pops one up. Foul ground, third base side. Zach McKinstry comes over towards the Tiger dugout, and he's got it for the out. One down here in the fourth inning. Well, you're just hoping that it extrapolates out that way next season. We have 162 games of that.
Yeah, I mean, 29 homers, 85 RBIs, 20 stolen bases. I mean, you'll take that out of your leadoff hitter every day of the week.
Climbing in Matt Olson. That is fourth, check that, 40th double of the year. Back in the second inning, fouls one back into the screen. Olson has been on twice, hit by a pitch, also a double. And he'll take a ball outside. Change up away from Paddock. Olson's got the average up to 282. That's another thing about his stat line that we should shed some light on. That'll be grounded out to second. Torres has it, throws to first base for the out. Here we are talking about the potential of a 30 home run, 100 RBI season, 40 doubles. And oh, by the way, he's hitting over 280.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really complete hitter. And anyway you slice it, he's the best first baseman in the league. I mean, defensively, leadership, we're just talking about Profar off the field. Matt's the same kind of guy. He's always thinking about baseball.
2 down for Ronald Acuna, takes a ball low. Northside Hospital for a healthier future together. Look to Northside. Braves leading 6-0 in the top of the fourth inning. Paddock is in search of a 1-2-3 inning. Right-hander brings the 1-0. Check swing. Ronald went and a 1-1 count. Acuna with a walk and a 2-run homer. Hit it to right field. Takes a ball inside. 2 balls and a strike. Under the lights here at Comerica Park in Detroit. The night has almost completely fallen here over Michigan. Game 1 in this series. Here's the 2-1 pitch on the way from Paddock. And Acuna blisters one to third. Scooping McKinstry. Gathers and fires. And the Braves go down to 1-2-3 in the fourth. So a good inning for Paddock. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's a 6-0 lead for the Braves. will offer half off the Best Wash membership for the first month. Learn more at TidalWaveAutoSpa.com/Braves. All low and outside to Kerry Carpenter. Carpenter 0 for 1, lined out to Ozzie Albies back in the first inning. Pitch all the way from Elder. He'll strike one high in the air to left field. Coming towards the line, Profar in foul ground, still in pursuit. Lunges, and he's got it for the out. Nice catch. Ran a long way and then was leaning forward, throwing that glove hand out there and just snagged it for the out.
Yeah, there's a lot of green carpet out there to cover, man. This is one of the biggest outfields in the major leagues, so he did have to go quite a long way to get that one.
It's hard to believe that at one point the outfield dimensions were even larger than they are now. Riley Green sends one foul into the seats down the third baseline. It's a very asymmetrical ballpark. The dimensions here are all over the place. And the deepest part of the yard, obviously, center field, is 412 out there. There's a ball low and outside. But when they built this ballpark, when they opened it up in 2000, it was 420 to dead center. There's a ball high. And when they decided to bring the fences in, they actually got the laser on it and remeasured it to discover it was actually deeper than 420. It was actually 422. 2-1 pitch, sliced foul into the seats down the left field line. So they brought the center field wall in 10 feet from 422 to 412. Left field line was 345. It's now 342 down the line. Left center field was 395 to left center. It's now 370. They brought it in 25 feet in left center field. Right field line was and still is 330. 2-2 fouled off down the left field line. And right center was 365, still is 365. So the dimensions to right center and down the right field line the same now as when this ballpark opened. But center, and left have all come in. 2-2 punched his ticket. Got a sinker on the outside corner. Green goes down looking, and 2 down here in the fourth inning.
Beautiful pitch there by Bryce Elder, and he set that up with the previous pitch being a four-seamer with cutting action. So if you're the hitter Riley Green and you think, hey, this fastball is going to come in and might hit me, and then at the last second it darts over for a strike, you're out of luck.
2 up, 2 down, 5 strikeouts for Elder. Fly ball deep down the right field line towards the corner, slice and foul. Spencer Torkelson was flirting with that foul pole, sends it foul 0-1.
Yeah, so we were talking about dimensions. This Comerica Park here, it's a pretty fair park between pitching and hitting. The only thing that really stands out is it does surrender 40% more triples than the average MLB field. So big old gaps out there.
0-1, fly ball to deep left, hit very hard, back to the wall, that's gone. That's off the back wall of the bullpen, and it's a home run by Spencer Torkelson, his 30th of the year, and the Tigers are on the board. It's now 6-1 Braves in the fourth. Well, just to give you an idea of how deep the original dimensions of this ballpark used to be, if we still had the original dimensions of this ballpark, that would have been off the left field wall on the fly, and that was hammered by Torkelson. First run allowed by Elder. Perez sends one foul. RBI number 75 for Torkelson. Great season for him. 30 homers, 75 RBIs. 0-1 from Elder. High fastball swung on, missed. 0-2. Really like that pitch tonight. Way ahead of Perez, 0-2. Wind up in the 0-2 pitch. In the air to right field, Ronald Acuna going to trot in and over to his right and makes an easy, casual catch for out number 3. But a homer by Torkelson puts the Tigers on the board. We go to the top of the 5th inning, 6-1 Braves.
Team T-Mobile.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball
been a starter much of his career, but coming out of the bullpen here for Detroit. Ball high and outside to Baldwin. 1 ball and no strikes. Did you know the original Louisiana brand hot sauce is the official hot sauce of the Atlanta Braves, made with peppers, vinegar, and salt, and the perfect balance to make the food you're eating taste better? There's a call strike on Baldwin. It's Louisiana hot. Buy you some. Drake's been on twice. Walk and a single. And they'll send one foul over there by Ozzie Albies in the on-deck circle. Braves scored 3 times in the top of the first inning. 3 more tallies in the top of the second. Gotten a 2-run homer from Ronald Acuna, which was his 18th of the season. 1-2 to Baldwin. Big chopper. Kangaroos out there to the shortstop. Baez gloves right back up second. So sends it over to first base for the out. And 1 away here in the 5th inning.
I'm guessing we're going to see Chris Paddock for a long outing here. He has made 27 starts on the season. He made 6 starts for the Tigers when he was traded over here and then was sent to move to the bullpen. So he's likely good to go for 90 to 100 pitches here in this game.
Yeah, they're going to need him to go as deep as he can. There's a strike on the outside corner. They didn't have an off day yesterday. They just wrapped up a series with Cleveland. And rolling into this series with the Braves, they don't have an off day until next Thursday. 1 pitch, funny swing as he went. Fooled there by that curveball. And it's an 0-2 count. Ozzie swings it from the left side against the righty Paddock. 0-2 check swing on a pitch that bounced about 4 feet in front of the plate. Fortunately, it didn't go. That would have caused him some embarrassment if he'd gotten run up on that.
Yeah, that was about a 54-footer.
It barely got to the dirt. Still a check swing. 1-2 from Paddock. And a loop 1 foul into the seats down the left field line. Wind up in the 1-2. Albies taps it out to third to his left McKinstry gloves. 360 spin and his throw is tardy. He was well off the line. He was playing Ozzie to pull, set up with a shortstop would normally play. And he spun and fired, but not in time, and Ozzie beats it out.
I love it when Ozzie does that. You know, he's a little bit beat on the pitch, and he kind of Ichiro style. He's swinging as he's running out of the box. And it makes him so hard to get because he still runs really well.
He's at first base for Ha-Sung Kim. 6-1 Braves are in the top of the 5th inning. Kim has failed to reach, strike out, and a pop-out. And that just about got him. He spun out of the way. That sinker came in and just about hit him in the elbow. 1 ball and no strikes. Game 1 in this series. First time the Braves have been here since 2023. They won 2 of 3 here 2 years ago. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way to Ha-Sung Kim. And a ball inside. All time, these two historic franchises have played just 30 games against each other prior to tonight. Braves winning 15, Tigers winning 15. 2-0 pitch. Kim takes a strike. Braves swept the Tigers last year. That was in Atlanta. And this is only the 4th time the Braves have ever played a series in the city of Detroit. 04, 13, 23, and this weekend series. Certainly seen him a lot in spring training, that's for sure. Here's the 2-1 pitch on the way to Kim. Now pick off over to first base. Back with the dive ball. Used to see him even more often when the Braves are in Orlando and they're in Lakeland.
You see a lot more of their minor leaguers because that's such a long bus ride.
Fans might recall that minor league showcase game that the Braves had spring training. That was against Detroit. There's a ball low and inside. 3 balls and a strike on Kim. Six runs on 7 hits for the Braves, no errors. 1 run on 3 hits, no errors for the Tigers. 3-1 to Kim, and he swings and fouls one off just to get a piece of a cutter. What do you think about pitching in this ballpark?
Early in my career, I did not love it. This is going to sound funny, but something about the high latitude sun for me, it feels weird pitching here, especially during day games. That was a really good team back then as well.
Sure was. Here comes the 3-2. Kim swings and misses at a high fastball for strike 3.
But we already talked about dimensions. I always felt like this was a pitcher's park. You know, the numbers say it's not. They say it's pretty neutral now. But to me, it was like, hey, let's see if we can get them to hit a ball to center field. And I'll take 3 of those and be done. Because you really, really got to earn it out that way. Yeah,
you really do. It's so deep out there, even with the walls being brought in 10 feet, still 412. As Ozuna climbs in. Speaking of Ozuna, and that exact topic we're discussing, Marcel sends one foul. I'm down at the cage during BP. And the very first swing that Ozuna takes, he crushed one. Straightaway center. Everybody's looking on, thinking that he hit one way out. It hit right above the 2 in 412. And everyone's like, wow, that didn't get out? He killed that ball. Well, 1 pitch is high. That really gives you an idea of what you're used to seeing leave. Sometimes in this ballpark, especially the center field, doesn't. There's only one deeper center field of the big leagues, and that's in Colorado, where it's 415 at Coors Field. Ozuna sends one foul to the third baseline. They've also lowered the walls here. They went from an 8.5-foot wall to a 7-foot wall in center field and right field. And there was a portion along the right center field wall that was as high as 13 feet. Well, that portion of the wall is still there, but they brought in a wall in front of that down to 7 feet, and that's the distance you have to clear for a homer out there now. 1-2 and a ground ball out to shortstop. Pouncing on it, Baez from a knee throws to second. They cut down Albies, and that ends the top of the 5th. No runs, a hit, no errors, hit a man left. We're halfway home. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, 6-1 Braves.
From playing catch in the front yard to backyard barbecue.
First pitch, taken for a ball low and outside. The only tally for the Tigers, the homer by Torkelson last inning. And that snapped a 38 2/3 innings homerless streak for the Braves, which was their longest of the season. Bouncer out to second. Glove by Kim. He juggles once, twice, 3 times. Can't secure it. That'll be a base hit for Javier Baez. Kim just couldn't have it stick in his glove. He just juggled it halfway across the infield, and it's a knock. And right now, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Braves Radio Network.
Never miss a pitch of the Braves.
WCNN North Atlanta. A Dickey.
No one out for Zach McKinstry. Left-handed hitting third baseman. 0 for 1 with a ground out to second. First pitch swinging. Tapper back to the mound. Elder has it. Goes to second. There's one. Kim to first base. Double play. Beautifully played by Elder. Kept his composure. Delivered a good throw. And then Kim finished it off to Olsen. 1-6-3.
Yeah, Elder doesn't get the celebration of his fielding skills like Chris Sale or Max Fried in recent memory, but he does a great job out there. He gets a lot of play, a lot of ground balls, so he gets a lot of practice. Really nice play there.
Play so good, we'll make it the Truist play of the game. Brought to you by Truist. When you work with someone who knows a lot and cares even more, you're unstoppable. Leaders in banking, unwavering in care. Truist Bank member FDIC. Ball low and outside to Jake Rogers. Braves 6, Tigers 1. Bottom of the 5th inning. Slider over for a strike. 1-1. Elder's 1-1. Ground ball to third. Diving stop by Nacho. Up on his feet and a great throw over for the out. Outstanding job by Nacho. Just a Superman dive to his left. Squeezed it, popped up, and a good throw across the diamond. And Elder faces the minimum there in the bottom of the 5th inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, none left. Let's go to the top of the 6th inning. Braves 6, Tigers 1. Nice play by their pitcher. And it's a 1-3 put out of Harris and 1 down here in the inning. If the Braves hit a homer here in the top of the 6th inning, our contestant Kathy Peck from Gainesville, Georgia, will win $1,900. And if you'd like to enter for your chance to win at least $1,000 from the Georgia Lottery, visit 680thefan.com/GA Lottery. Georgia Lottery, today could be the day. 1 down for Nacho Alvarez. Nacho takes the ball high. It's come to our attention that our TV brethren, like you, are disappointed that a play wasn't made on that foul ball.
Yes, very.
There's a 1-0 pitch on the way. Alvarez gets into one, high and deep down the left field line, towards the foul pole. That's a foul ball. Just missed the pole. And a 1-1 count on Nacho Alvarez. Well, I can understand you being disappointed. I think some of the disappointment for CJ is still stemming from the jealousy that he has of my throw of the orange at Wrigley Field compared to his really bad attempt of the same throw.
I think you're right.
Here's a 1-1 pitch. Nacho takes a called strike.
I think I still own the best orange throw of this whole deal, though.
Well, that's a topic for another time off the air. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Nacho Alvarez. Ball high, 2-2.
I mean, when I first started in this job, I didn't pay much attention to the foul balls. And then I realized, wait, we're in the danger zone. So now I'm paying attention, waiting for my chance to make a play.
2-2, smoked out to third and caught by Zach McKinstry. Frozen rope right into the third baseman's glove, 2 down. Well, you go from the last 4 days of having your guard down because you would need a cannon to get a ball anywhere near us in the press box in Washington. And then we come here and we go from one of the highest, maybe the highest vantage point in the league in Washington to one of the best in Detroit. There's a ball low. I mean, this is really a spectacular view.
It is.
And you go right into the danger zone. By the way, Parker Meadows is due up to lead things off at the bottom of the inning. He's the one who put the foul ball in here. 1-1 on Profar as he taps 1 foul. In fact, this is one of the ballparks where I've not used my rangefinder to see how close we are. I'll do that in between innings. 1-1 pitch. This is low to Profar. Jurickson 1 for 3. It's a cutter inside. 3 balls and a strike. Breeze picks up, blowing that flag in from center field. That big, tall flagpole out in left center. There's a called strike. When they originally set this ballpark up, that flag was in play in left center field as a tip of the cap to old Tiger Stadium, where the flagpole was in play. 3-2 pitch. And Profar with a bouncer to second. Take it on twin hops by Gleyber Torres. Throws over. And there's out number 3. Braves go down 1-2-3 in the 6th. We go to the bottom of the inning. 6-1 Braves. inning. Got a homer from Ronald Acuna, a 2-run homer. Pitch all the way to Parker Meadows. Shows bunt, pulls back, takes a ball low. The only Tiger run came on a solo homer by Spencer Torkelson in the 4th inning. Now the Braves have out hit him 7-4, so that's where we stand. Elder's 1-0 pitch. And a ball low. Alongside Darren O'Day and our producer-engineer Jonathan Chadwick. Ben Ingram here with you on a beautiful night in Detroit. Elder's 2-0. In for a called strike. 71 pitches for Elder. 49 strikes. Ground ball to second. Not a problem for Ozzie. He's up with it. Throws over to the bag. And a 4-3 put out, 1 down. Take a peek at the out-of-town scoreboard delivered to you by Saya LTL Freight, the official freight carrier of the Atlanta Braves. No finals yet. And a score that folks here in Detroit will be glued to is that Cleveland-Minnesota game. Guardians are in Minnesota facing the Twins. That game has not started. They're about to begin. Cubs have a 4-3 lead on the Reds. That game's at the bottom of the 5th in Cincinnati. There's a called strike. Orioles leading the Yankees 1-0 in the 4th. Nats have a 4-2 lead on the Mets in the top of the 4th inning in New York. Called strike on Torres. The Royals having their way with the Blue Jays. It's 7-1 Kansas City in the 1st inning. 0-2 fouled back. But here we are, Darren, just over a week left. And, man, we got some races and some really good chases all over the league.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch.
Enormous series starting tonight at Houston. 0-2, flare down the right field line. That'll dunk in for a base hit. Torres around the bag at first. He'll hold. Ronald has the ball and points with his glove. Go ahead. Go. He knows better than that. And it's a single out of Torres.
Yeah, Torres is the king of hits like that. You know, where he gets fooled, but he throws his bat at it and just lobs it over the infield for a single. And Bryce was just pounding him with sinkers down and away, and maybe needed to move his feet a little bit, show him the inner half of the plate to prevent a arm out swing like that.
The time call, Drake Baldwin having an issue with his mask. By the way, that series in Houston, that's Seattle and Houston. They're scoreless in the top of the 1st, and the Mariners and Astros enter the action tonight, tied for the lead in the AL West with just over a week to play. So that'll be big down there in Texas. Here's Karen Carpenter. Carpenter with a fly ball to deep center. Coming in now, Michael Harris in medium depth center, rather, makes the catch. Thought he got better wood on it than he did, and 2 down. Napa is a proud partner of your Atlanta Braves. America's largest network of parts and care. Napa has all the bases covered when it comes to your ride. .77 pitches for Elder. He's had some really quick innings. Had a 5-pitch 5th. Check swing, the appeal. Charlie Ramos, third base umpire, says that he went. 0-1.
He's retired Carpenter 3 times tonight. Carpenter and Riley Green were the 2 hitters in this lineup I worry about with Elder. They crush righties, especially for power, both of them being left-handed hitters.
0-1, swung on, missed.
Green, for example, 31 of his 34 home runs are against righties. Got a really steep swing path, and that kind of matches up with Bryce's sinker. And so the cat and mouse game, that's why Bryce has been throwing in more 4-seamers up in the zone, trying to get above that swing plane.
0-2, misses low. So in that situation, you either want to be high or low.
Yes, yeah, below. A breaking ball back foot is okay, but it has to get to the dirt. It can't be catchable. And you don't want to throw that sinker anywhere, mid-thigh.
Pick off over to first and back in standing Torres.
Green, this is kind of a stat nerd thing, but Green actually has the steepest swing path in the major leagues. So you think about that, matches up with a high arm slot sinker.
1-2, went with that high fastball, and that time Green laid off. Green with 34 home runs and 108 RBIs. Braves leading 6-1. You don't want to make a mistake to him. He'll get him right back into the game. 2-2 pitch. Fouled back to the upper deck to our left. Do it again with a 2-2 count. Green, 6'2", 200 pounds, out of the Orlando area. Went to the same high school at the same time as Vaughn Grissom. 2-2 changeup misses low. 3-2. Yeah, Green and Grissom were actually high school teammates at Haggerty High School in Oviedo. 3-2 now on Green. Torres will take off right here. Elder in search of a strikeout. It would be his 6th of the game. 3-2 pitch. Fouled back here to our left. And that's above our booth.
Yeah, Bryce is being stubborn with that high four-seamer. You know, Green hasn't gotten to swing and miss yet, but he keeps fouling it off.
Three-two. And a little flare to center coming on Harris, and it hangs up long enough for him to make the catch. He darted in, made a belt-tie lunging catch for out number 3, and that ends the bottom of the 6th. No runs hit, no errors at a man left. We've completed 6 innings in Detroit. Braves 6, Tigers 1. Matt Olson swings, and it's a high fly ball to right center. Perez and Meadows are in the neighborhood. That'll be Perez's ball. 1 pitch and 1 down here in the 7th. Mention that the Braves have won 5 straight. They're going for their 6th consecutive win. Should they do that, it would not only be their longest winning streak of the season, it would be their longest winning streak since April of 2024. And if you count tonight's action, as the Braves have won 5 in a row, they've outscored their opponents now 45-14 in that span. There's a called strike. So really, every facet of the game, they've been doing well.
Yeah, they did. These last 5 games have been fun to watch. The Braves are scoring almost 8 runs a game.
Ball a little bit low. Makes broadcasting the games a lot easier, doesn't it?
It sure does.
1-1 on Ronald Acuna. Right-hander Paddock, light blue glove on his left hand. Swivels and brings a 1-1, misses high and outside with a fastball.
Yeah, and the pitching in D.C. was just out of this world. Jose Suarez really jumps off the page to me. 7 shutout innings. I'm sorry, 2-run innings.
2-1. Hit out to short. Down on a knee. Baez has it. Lobs over to first base and 2 down.
And it never ceases to amaze me that the Braves just swept the Nats 4 straight, and then the Nats go to New York, and they're giving them the business. They're fighting for a playoff spot, and they're giving them all they can have.
It's hard to figure this game out sometimes, isn't it?
It is.
6-1 Braves are in the 7th. There's Drake Baldwin. Drake takes first pitch strike. Backdoor curveball to the left-handed hitter. Coming up in between innings, it'll be the 7th inning stretch brought to you by 13 Heroes, a premium line of spirits founded to honor the lives of the 13 service members killed in Afghanistan in 2021. All inside. Help turn tragedy into legacy by visiting 13heroes.com today. Paddock with the long, flowy hair out of the back of his Navy cap. Kicks and brings the 1-1 pitch. And Baldwin, a check swing, did not commit. Two on the Baldwin. And Drake with a fly ball towards the left. Over to his right, Green. About 5 feet from the line. Now closing in on the line, makes the catch. And the Braves go down in order in the 7th. So we go to the bottom of the 7th inning here in the Motor City. 6-1 Braves.
You know what day it is.
After 2, Charlie Morton, the starter for the Tigers, made it an inning and a third while the Braves bounced him out of the game. Spencer Torkelson takes the ball outside. Torkelson has been the only source of offense for the Tigers in this game. He hit a solo homer in the 4th inning. Check swing, he went. And a 1-1 count. Meanwhile, Bryce Elder has pitched very well, been throwing strikes, pounding the zone, closing in on 90 pitches. 1-1. It gets him to swing at a slider down and away. Eight innings is the longest outing of the season for Elder. 1-2 to Torkelson. Just outside with another sinker. He went 8 innings in that game against the Giants in San Francisco on June 7th. Got a no decision in that game. He's gone 7 or more 4 times. Looking to make it 5. 2-2. His tie 3-2. Interestingly enough, all those outings have all come on the road. Going back to what you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, ERA on the road, 2.5 runs lower than at home. So he certainly loves pitching away from Truist.
It's a big pitch right here. 3-2 to Torkelson. Fouled back. If he were to complete 7 innings or more tonight, it would be the 7th time this season that he's gone 6 2/3 or more. And it would also mean that his 7 longest starts of the year would have all come on the road. 3-2. Sent foul. His longest start at home this year was against the Cubs on September 8th, went 6 1/3 innings. But it's been a fight to complete 6 innings at home. Meanwhile, on the road, routinely 6, 7, and even 8 innings once. Right on right matchup. Wind up, and again the 3-2. Take a hike. Fastball turned him into a statue. Torkelson goes down looking. What a pitch.
That's just a thing of beauty. I love watching Bryce pitch because he's more of an artist than just a blunt instrument, right? He's painting with a paintbrush instead of just throwing the paint on the wall and seeing what happens.
One down for Winslow Perez, and he goes fishing for a slider down to the dirt, missed every stitch of it. Well, when he's really needed to dial up a beautiful pitch, he's done it with regularity tonight. He has 6 strikeouts. 0-1 from Elder. It's in the dirt, 1-1.
And 5 of those 6 strikeouts are looking, so that's telling you that sinker's dancing tonight.
Yeah, he's got some movement, doesn't he?
He sure does. Really hasn't had to use his slider as much as often. Not a lot of swings and misses at it tonight because those 2 fastballs have been so effective for him.
1-1 from Elder. Fly ball to deep center. Michael Harris going back, almost to the track, squares up to it, makes the catch, and then backpedals onto the warning track in dead center. 2 down here in the 7th. Folks, did you know that the all-time hot sauce leader in RBIs is the original Louisiana brand hot sauce? It's like a 1-2-3 inning for your mouth. That's Louisiana Hot. Buy you some.
And that fly ball is exactly what we were talking about a couple innings ago. Here at Comerica, just try to get him to hit a fly ball to the big part of the field. That was 104 off the bat, and it was an easy out.
Fly ball high in the air to deep left center. Harris over to his right. Camps out. He's got it. And down they go 1-2-3 in the 7th. 7 brilliant innings from Bryce Elder. He's been outstanding. We go to the top of the 8th inning. 6-1 Braves.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or
Cookie's coming out of the bullpen the way that he's pitched this evening. Pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies. There's a ball high and outside. Out of the gate tonight, starter Charlie Morton for the Tigers went an inning and a third. Gave up 6 runs on 5 hits. Couldn't finish 2 innings. Had to be swung on a miss by Ozzie Albies. Then Montero came along. He went an inning and 2/3. But the last thing they wanted to do was run through a whole slew of relievers here in Game 1 of this series. And Paddock has come on. He took over in the 4th inning. And he's pitched 4 innings of shutout ball. That's cracked through the left side. And a base hit into left field by Ozzie Albies. Ozzie is now 3 for 4 in the game.
Yeah, Ozzie's the only one that seems to be able to solve Paddock. That's his 2nd hit. But yeah, it's bullpen management is it's huge to have somebody like Chris Paddock who is a stretched out starter and has the ability to be efficient. And he's already 4 innings, 50-something pitches, so I'm sure A.J. Hinch is very grateful for him.
They'd like to ride him out. Here's the pitch on the way to Ha-Sung Kim. And Kim drills one deep down the left field line, flying back towards the wall. Gone! 2-run homer. Ha-Sung Kim just swung with all his might. And he crushed that ball low down the left field line, just got over the wall. And it's now 8-1 Braves in the 8th.
Well, he's got a little bit of juice. It's his second home run as a Brave, and he certainly knew that one was gone.
Just blister that thing down the left field line and put it right into the bullpen deep down the line. RBIs 14 and 15 for Kim. All low to Marcell Ozuna. Since Kim was picked up by the Braves on September 1st, he's been hitting around 325. He has 10 RBIs. There's a ground ball out to short. Bending low is Baez. He's got it, sends it over, gets Ozuna. 1 down in the inning. But finishing that thought on Kim, since he was picked up on September the 1st, hitting over 320, 10 RBIs, and also 10 runs scored over 16 games. Folks in Tampa Bay would see those numbers and say, who's that guy?
Yeah. Well, it's a tough time for him in Tampa, coming back from the shoulder surgery.
Ball outside to Michael Harris.
It just takes a while to recover from these surgeries. Major surgeries always count on a year of action back before you're fully right.
Shoulders get tricky. Harris with a ground ball to second base. Torres wraps it in leather. Plants and throws, and 2 down.
And we want him to hit well. Looking towards next year, we don't want him to hit too well because then he might not pick up his player option and test free agency. So, from what I understand, he's fitting into the Braves clubhouse very well. Everybody likes him. Him and Ozzie are already becoming very close. And, that previous relationship with Profar from San Diego. So I know he likes his experience thus far.
Nacho Alvarez takes the ball low and then goes to the backstop. Yeah, it'd be great to see Kim in a Braves uniform next season. We'll have to wait till the offseason gets here and work through the business side of all that, among other things. Here's a ball high. This is game number 154 for the Braves. 8 games left to be played after tonight. 2-0. Looks like it got a piece of the knob. That thought it got a piece of his bat and then hit off of Jake Rogers' gear. But finishing that thought, you get to this time of the year, just over a week left in the season. Obviously, the season is going to end a week from Sunday for the Braves, no postseason. And in your mind, you're already working through, okay, what needs to happen between now and spring training or now and opening day of next year? What's the roster going to look like? Here's the 2-1, swing and a miss. And you can't help it. We're fans at the end of the day. And while this season has not gone to plan, immediately you start thinking about next year and what the makeup will look like and what it will mean in the win column and the standings. Ball outside, 3-2, because just because the Braves have had a down year doesn't mean the standard has changed. It hasn't.
Yeah.
3-2. And a swing and a miss by Alvarez. Struck him out on a changeup. But a 2-run homer by Ha-Sung Kim. As he's sent one over the left field wall. His 4th homer. Braves get 2 runs, 2 hits. No errors, none left. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. 8-1 Braves.
Change is always happening. But no matter.
yielding just 1 earned run on a solo home run, 6 strikeouts, and very importantly, 0 walks. Great job by him. On to relieve him, another guy who's been excellent lately, right-hander Tyler Kinley. Since he's been a Brave, sporting a .45 ERA.
We'll go to work on Zach McKinstry, who takes a called strike. Bottom of the 8th inning, 8-1 Braves. It's the Yanmar strikeout the side inning. McKinstry looking at an 0-1 count. Right-hander Kenley brings the 0-1 pitch. High fly ball towards right center field. Harris going back to the warning track. Michael is under it. And in deep right center, he's there for the out. Boy, it is deep out there, and Michael covered all that ground. And one down here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, these last 3 outs have made me look like I might know what I'm talking about. 3 deep fly balls to center field. You'll take your chances in that part of the field. It's really hard to get one out of here.
Well, no winner in the Yanmar strikeout the side inning. But if Tyler Kenley had struck out the side here in the 8th, our contestant, James Balcom, would have been the lucky winner of a brand new Yanmar utility terrain vehicle. There's a called strike. Enter all season long at Braves.com/Yanmar for your chance to win a Yanmar UTV and to be entered for a grand prize drawing at the end of the season. Yanmar, built together, back longer. Here's the 0-1 to Rogers. And a strike on the inside corner. James Balcom, we appreciate you being out there. Thanks for playing. Not a very good name if you're a pitcher, is it?
No, that would be, maybe if you're an umpire. That'd be a good one.
Got Balcom behind the plate. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way to Jake Rogers. Softly tapped back to the mound. On top of it, Kenley steps and fires 2 down. I think you nailed it, Darren. Looking back on that line for Elder, I'm trying to pick out which column is the most impressive. And obviously the most important thing is just the 1 run. And that's the whole point.
Yeah.
But the no walks, it directly ties into that, and his command tonight was so good. There are hardly any counts where he had fallen behind, it felt like. Parker Meadows takes a ball low.
Yeah, he was very aggressive in the strike zone tonight, and you can be when you have that much movement and you know where it's going. He was getting ahead, first pitch strikes, putting the hitters on the back foot, and then finishing them off with those beautiful sinkers.
1-0 to Meadows. Check swing, send foul. Meadows is an Atlanta boy, went to Grayson High School there in Loganville. 25 years old, former second-round pick of the Tigers out of Grayson High School. That was in the 2018 draft. Maybe he was just saying hello to us with that foul ball he sent in our booth a little while ago. 1-1 from Kenley. That's low, 2-1. Braves 8, Tigers 1, bottom of the 8th. Feeling really good about this one here in Game 1 and extending the winning streak to 6 straight for Atlanta. 2-1 to Meadows. Big swing and a miss. Good slider.
Just to finish up on Elder, that is now his 13th quality start, which is tied for the team lead with Spencer Schwellenbach, who seems like he hasn't pitched for the Braves in 4 months.
2-2 pitch. Line drive fouled on the right field line. You know, I think about where Elder is. You go back to 2023, and he had the great first half, so much so that he was an all-star. Second half wasn't as consistent as he wanted to be. Last year was hardly the season that he wanted. Here, the last 2 months of the season, it's looking like he's going to finish right where he wants to be.
Yeah.
I bet he goes into the offseason thinking, okay, it's time for me to put together a complete season. It's time for me to be consistent, start to finish, stick at the big leagues, and be as good as I know I can be for an entire season. That's what he's lacking.
I would agree.
He's certainly capable of that. It's been so good to see how he's finished. 2-2 popped up. Not a problem. Nacho and Hasung are both there. That'll be Nacho's ball, and he's got it for the out. And it's a 1-2-3, bottom of the 8th, composed by Tyler Kinley. We go to the 9th in Detroit. 8-1 Braves.
Athletes work under a contract to protect their future.
Ha-Sung Kim's home run. Next Tigers reliever, right-hander Paul Sewald. This will be his 19th appearance of this season.
Here's the first pitch, and that's fouled back. New third baseman is Andy Ibanez. There's a ball a little bit low and outside. I might have said that wrong. Is that a 17 or a 77? Jace Young is the new third baseman, rather. Pitch and miss is a little bit low and outside. Couldn't quite tell in the font with these City Connect uniforms that they got.
City Connect pajamas.
Mm-hmm. Here's the 2-1 pitch on the way to Jerks and Profar from Sewald. Broke down the right field line foul. Well, fittingly enough, these City Connect uniforms for the Tigers, they say Motor City across the front, and they're black pants and uniform top, but there's a blue pattern down the chest vertically from the neck all the way down to the belt. There's the 2-2 pitch. That'll miss outside. And it looks like tire tracks, which is exactly what's happened to the Tigers tonight as the Braves just rolled over them this evening. There's the 3-2 pitch. In the air to right field, down for a base hit. Jerks and Profar with a single to right. And Jerkson's on for the second time of the game. By the way, right there at the end of the 8th inning, we had a broken bat brought to you by Gorilla Glue that we didn't get to. Gorilla Glue for the toughest jobs on planet Earth, the official sponsor of Broken Bats. Matt Olson to the plate. And Olson swings and misses. Olson with an RBI double back in the second inning, his 40th double of the year, and he leads the National League in that department. And he's 2 homers from 30. 0-1 from Sewald. Fouled back into the screen. Give that number again on Olson, what he's closing in on. 28 homers, 40 RBIs, and a chance to join Hank Aaron as the only Braves with multiple seasons of 30 or more homers and 40 or more doubles. Aaron did it in 59 and 65. And Olson trying to do it this season. Takes a ball inside. Go back a few seasons. And Matt in 2022 had a 34 homer, 44 double campaign. That was his first year with the Braves. 1-2 pitch. Olson fouls one off. So with 2 more homers, he would have done it in 2022 as well as 2025. Anytime you're on a list where it's just you and Hank Aaron,
yeah, right,
that's pretty amazing stuff. One-two, deep down the left field line, slicing foul. 4-2.
So talking to Matt yesterday, I said, "Hey Matt, in the month of September, do you know that you have as many triples as strikeouts against on breaking balls?" And he just laughed. He had no idea. I mean, he's just racking up these extra base hits, especially against the breaking balls.
1-2, hit hard to deep left field, drifting back Green. Circles off his route, makes the catch at the edge of the warning track. Back to first base for Profar. See, that's the one for me that's just so much fun because you just don't expect the triples out of Matt Olson.
Yeah, on the season, he's a .229 hitter against breaking balls, and in September, he's hitting .429 against breaking balls, so 200 points higher than his other 5 months of the season. And that might explain some of the damage he's doing.
What a way to finish. Ronald Acuna, the batter. Ball low and outside. Ronald with a homer early in this game. Braves have a pair of 2-run homers. One in the second inning by Acuna, and one in the 8th inning by Ha-Sung Kim. 1-0 to Acuna. Up and in, 2 balls, no strikes. Braves leading the Tigers 8-1 in the top of the 9th. And the Braves have out hit them 10-5. Sewald set right at the letters. 2-0 to Acuna. He swings and misses at a sweeper. Tigers in the bottom of the ninth will have Torres, Carpenter, and Green due up. Two on pitch. Fouled off. Rolling to the on-deck circle. Hunter Stratton up and tossing in the bullpen for the Braves. He looked good the other night in Washington. No time called. Sewald right of the letters. Acuna waits, long pause, and the 2-2. He swings and pops one up down the right field line towards foul territory. That's going to drop foul. Good effort by Gleyber Torres. He went diving for it across the foul line and believe he got leather on it. That was actually McKinstry who has moved to second base. So when Young came in to take over at third, McKinstry went to second.
Yeah, I was teammates with Gleyber Torres, and I was thinking that's probably the most athletic thing he's ever done. I've never seen him move that fast. I would. You know, he's a lot of good things. He's not rapid, I wouldn't say.
Again, the 2-2. And he swings and misses at a high fastball for strike three. 2 outs in the ninth. And Drake Baldwin coming to the plate. Baldwin takes a strike. A good night for Drake. Came to the plate in the first inning with the bases loaded. Had a patient eye, drew a walk, made it 1-0. Then he had a single an inning later. Since then, a ground out and a fly out. 0-1 is in tight count, even 1 ball, 1 strike. Under the lights here in Detroit. Beautiful skyline of Detroit off in the distance, lighting up the dark night. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way to Baldwin. And Drake with a fly ball down the left field line, slicing foul.
You know, Ben, I'm looking around here. A lot of Little Caesars badging on the walls. When's the last time you had Little Caesars?
Ooh, I'd have to think. You know what? It's the last time I was here.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way to Drake Baldwin. And Baldwin muscles one to deep right field. It's got a shot at the wall. Gone again! Another 2-run homer, the third of the night for the Braves. Drake Baldwin just blasted a shooting star deep to right field. That is his 17th home run of the year. It's his second hit of the night, and it's 10-1 Braves. They have torched the Tigers tonight.
Boy, that was a fastball in. Good pitcher's pitch, and Drake just pulls the hands in and gets the lumber on it. We've been talking all night how center field is very deep. Drake, he made the park look small, snuck it out of here, out there near the deepest part of the park.
Big swing, and Ozzie did not go. 1 ball and no strikes. For Baldwin now, 17 homers and 73 RBIs. What a campaign in his rookie season. There's a ball low. That's another thing that I can't wait to see the result of, is Rookie of the Year voting in the National League. Because obviously Drake has our vote if we had one. He's been that impressive to us. There have been some really strong rookie campaigns in the National League this year. 2-0 pitch to Ozzie. There's a ball low and in. And towards the end of August, Drake was cooling off a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's been great to see him heat back up here on this road trip, and it'd be great if he continue it for one more week and really have a strong finish to the end of his first season. 3-0 to Ozzie Albies, in for a strike.
And the other thing I didn't notice at the time, that's another 2-strike home run. So now 9 out of his 17 home runs have come with 2 strikes.
To get that out of a rookie is just unheard of. There's a strike.
Right, because with 2 strikes, you're playing defense. You're just trying to put the ball in play. It's hitting 245 with 2 strikes. That's like 3rd best in the league. And for a rookie to do that, wow.
3-2 is low, and there's a walk to Ozzie Albies. Chatting with some of the coaches about that and the 2-strike approach. By the way, A.J. Hinch going to walk out there and visit with home plate umpire Alfonso Marquez, but they really chalked it up to a couple of things. Number one, he has such a flat swing, just really good through the zone, so it makes a lot of contact and squares a lot of balls up. And number two, just very quick hands.
Yeah.
And that reaction time has been so good, regardless of count. A.J. Hinch comes out, takes the ball away from Paul Sewald, and the manager of the Tigers will shift a few things around. They'll make the Pennington grass seed call to the bullpen. If you're looking to transform your lawn this year, turn to Pennington grass.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with
Last time out in D.C.
And he goes to work here in the bottom of the ninth inning. First pitch fouled straight back by Jace Young.
Well, that's scoreless bottom of the eighth. Tyler Kinley, 18 straight scoreless appearances.
I think he's enjoying his move from Colorado to Atlanta.
Yeah, I do.
There's the 0-1 pitch. Young takes the ball low and inside. You know, you really put that into a perspective that I'd not thought about when it comes to pitchers leaving Colorado and going to pitch at sea level, leaving altitude. There's the 1-1 pitch on the way to Jace Young. Young sends one foul. And it's not just the routine of trying to make your ball spin when you're at altitude. It's when you go on the road and you're used to overcompensating to make it work in Denver, where you go too far and overcook pitches when you go on the road. And just the back and forth nature of that would be exhausting. That'll be fouled back.
Yeah.
So just to cut out all that and just have everything work pretty much the same regardless of ballpark is huge for a pitcher.
Yeah, absolutely. You're having to make an adjustment every time you come down the mountain, and that's every 6 to 10 days. So it's really challenging on a pitcher.
1-2 pitch, blew him away. Using 95-mile-an-hour cutter and strikes out Young. One down. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Braves Radio Network.
Every Atlanta Braves game live.
Three with 2 more outs. Tigers would fall to 85 and 69. There's a called strike. And their lead in the division would fall to 3 games. And then we'll see what happens in Minnesota. Cleveland has an early 2-0 lead against the Twins in the bottom of the 3rd inning at Target Field. Well, 1 swung on miss. So if the Guardians win that game and the Braves, who are leading 10-1, close this out, that lead would go down to 2.5 games in the Central for the Tigers. And remember, in July, they had a 14-game lead. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way to Trey Sweeney. And he swings and misses. He's dismissed with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Some really hot stuff from the right-hander Stratton.
Yeah, the stuff has certainly ticked up since when the Braves first acquired Hunter Stratton. And this is some really impressive stuff. Not just the velo on that fastball, but the cutter at 94 is absolutely darting out of the strike zone. I don't remember him having that quality of a cutter.
Two down for Riley Green. Green takes a strike with the outside corner. Two down in the 9th. 0-1 to Green. And he swings and misses at a diving slider.
He talks about next season and who could potentially be part of the solution next year. Hunter Stratton throwing his hat in the ring for the bullpen next season as well.
0-2 pitch. Ground ball to first. This will do it. Matt's got it. Underhands to the bag. Stratton's there. And the Braves have won 6 in a row. And it's their longest winning streak since April of last season. And the Braves here in September playing the role of spoiler. And they hand the Tigers a 10-1 defeat here in Game 1 of this series. For the Tigers in the 9th, no runs, hits, or errors. No one left. Final score, Braves 10, Tigers 1. Back with the totals after this.
Swing into action this baseball season with